On your private island, discover the very definition of vacation. We're off to a secret paradise in the Cook Islands. Travel to a little-known island in the South Pacific called Akitua with a California couple on a personal journey to paradise to renew their wedding vows. Celebrate love, life, and laughter. Cook Island style on your private island.
I don't know anybody that has been to the Cook Islands, and so that's why we were so delighted to go there. Max and I are interested in places that not many people have been to, and we had not heard much about the Cook Islands, and so we were just delighted.
It would give us a time to be alone. It's a full-service resort with everything that we could ever possibly imagine to do.
I school the boys at home, and so we're all at home, and Max is operating his business from home. It's a very busy, frenetic household, and we were so drawn to a place where we could just get away.
The Cook Islands are an 11-hour flight from Los Angeles. You land on the largest island, Rarotonga.
We were interested at first to visit Rarotonga, the capital of the country, to have a place to rest when we first got here, get our bearings. We rented a motor scooter, and we were able to motor around the island and really start to get a feel of it. And then the next day we were rested and ready to come to a more remote location.
It's an hour flight to the atoll of Aitutaki, a small collection of islands dotted around a blue lagoon. A 5-minute drive takes you to the private island of Akitua.
Our trip from Rarotonga was really great. We woke up early in the morning. We flew on a small plane. It was about an 18-seater plane. It wasn't even full.
And we're able to see really the lay of the islands as we came in.
Sweetheart, you gotta look over here.
Let me see.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I don't think Amy and I have seen more shades of aquas and blues. The island is surrounded by a coral reef, and so the islands are almost within a lagoon in itself. Hey, honey, is this incredible or what?
I had read that the airstrip here had been built by the Americans during World War II.
And it's a very small airport. I mean, it's one small little building. Welcome to Aitutaki. They had a van waiting for us, which took us to our private island. We thought we were going to have to take a boat, but they actually had a bridge, a very small bridge that was able to take us onto this small private island. Look at that. I want to get in that water and just go down in there. The resort is the whole island, and they're just really wonderful. Flowers everywhere, lush green. Besides palm trees, there's gardenias and hibiscus and just every type of flower we could ever imagine.
Cook Islands are the most and the last remote, very genuine destination that you can find. While other destinations may be kind of overcrowded, if you go to the Cook Island, you're going to go out of the beaten tracks. Our resort is located on its own private island of 21 acres. So it means you will always have a lot of space for you and your partner to relax, to linger.
Napare, the wedding coordinator, wanted to show us to our room.
We walked through these fabulous coconut groves, and there was a winding path that brought us out to our remote over-the-water bungalow.
Look at the water. I mean, it's just perfectly clear. It's like glacier water up in the mountains.
Are you going to carry me over the threshold?
I'll let you go first.
Ladies first. Okay, so welcome to your room.
Oh my goodness. There was a huge king-sized bed with a ceiling fan right in the middle with kind of a double-high arch ceiling.
We were just delighted with all the woven grass coverings on the walls and the special tapa cloth.
Wow.
This is the bathroom. And if you want privacy, you can always close the door.
There was a sliding window that could close for privacy. Of course, with that open, though, we could just see straight through out to the ocean. But it's like, where was the shower? And as I looked just to the right, there was a whole room that was outdoors, a shower that was completely secluded by bamboo and coconut trees. And all of this just facing the ocean.
Okay, now you can unbag your bags, and I'll meet you later at the beach bar to do the wedding plan.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
Wow.
Oh, sweet.
This is great. Boy, once we were alone, the first thing Amy and I had to do was just change our clothes, and we didn't have to go far. We simply walked down the steps of our deck, and we were literally in the water. The hotel had provided snorkeling equipment, and Amy had never snorkeled before.
This was so fun for him to show me, and he did such a good job teaching me that I right away could just swim and go to the reefs, and felt such a comfort of being able to look underwater and be able to breathe underwater. So I loved that experience, and there was so much to see here. So I was so excited to know that they had a way to learn to make, well, I call them leis, but they call them A's here, the kind of flower necklaces and flower crowns. And apparently every day, the women gather together and sing songs while they're weaving these too. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes. You're pretty here.
And I made one for Big Daddy. You get so much more depth out of the experience when you really understand the traditions and history that make up a culture of where you are.
Did you make that?
Mm-hmm. Just for you, it matches me.
Oh, I like that.
I'll do
Then
this down
she called me over and wanted to place it on my head, and that was really fun. I got to wear that for the rest of the day. Was it hard to make? Then we went over and we sat down and we met with our wedding coordinator.
It's the photo album, and I want you to look through it and to check what flowers you want to use it for the wedding.
Planning our wedding the first time, I had a whole folder, every detail, every person that I'd talked to keep up on making sure that everything would happen. Napari just took care of us from the beginning. We had to make decisions on 6 to 8 items, and then the rest was completely taken care of.
Is it possible that we could have music?
We can provide a string band. It's up to you to choose whether during the ceremony
Okay.
or during dinner time.
I think it would be fun during the ceremony. Do you?
Hey, during dinner. Can we have both?
Both?
Or-
Yes, you can have both.
Well, okay, because I wanted during the ceremony.
We'll arrange that for you.
Okay.
We just show up.
You just show up, and
Oh.
everything will be arranged by us.
So you'll do all the work.
Yes.
One of the highlights of our trip, which actually came as a surprise to me, is they were starting the Cook Island dance lesson. Girls were in coconut bras and they were beating the drums, and not only were they doing a demonstration, but they were allowing us to participate. Great.
I would like 2 women coming up first. I'm going to teach you Cook Island dance.
We learned some of the traditional dances. Amy got up there and did a little hip movement.
Oh, good, 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 good. And I go down, up, hey.
And then they got me up there doing something that was similar to a chicken dance, I think. I was supposed to be breaking ice with my knees, and I felt like a fool.
I loved watching Max do his dancing because he doesn't think that he's very good, but I loved watching him.
It's enough for 2 days.
Coming up, kayaking.
The first morning after a wonderful evening of rest, we decided that we'd like to take some kayaks out. There's several smaller islands off of this small island, and so we just took off.
I wanted to go straight out and paddle in the kayaks because in Girl Scout camp I got my kayaking badge and won the kayaking competition. So I was really looking forward to us going out there, and I was excited to go discover an island. We paddled about, it felt like maybe just under a mile to get out in the crystal blue aquamarine water, and know also that if we got tired we could just step out on a sandbar and relax.
We just kept paddling and went out to another island that was absolutely remote. There was no one there. The beaches were not only pristine, but there was just total privacy. I mean, it was like we went from our private island to our very private island. and we're able to just go for a walk on the beach and feel as if we were almost the only two people left on Earth.
One of our family's favorite movies is Swiss Family Robinson. And so we loved kind of imagining that story when we walked around this private island, or really motu they're called here, but also to imagine bringing our boys back here one day and how much fun they would have just investigating and discovering things and being on an island that's unpopulated.
We debated on whether we should bring our children. We have 3 sons, Charlton, William, and Bradford. Their ages are 7, 4, and 3. And we thought, you know, it'd be fun to get away without children and just to kind of be back almost like our honeymoon 10 years ago when we first got married. I don't think we realized how important it was to find a remote place. With children, we don't have as much alone time. Actually, don't have any alone time with kids. So it was a time to just kind of renew our relationship and be away. Okay, we're gonna go into town, right?
Yeah, let's go. Do you know how to get there?
No. But I think one afternoon we just decided to go explore the main island, which is Aitutaki. We rented a scooter from the front desk. It was pretty interesting. It was very rural.
I mean, this looks like our own private island over here.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody.
What amazed us was it was like stepping back in time. Everything was still probably like it was 50 years ago.
There wasn't even that much of a town to see, which just lent to the charm of this remote place.
Well, I bet you the boys would like this.
And then we went up to the mountain to get a really beautiful perspective.
We just kept going, and eventually we reached the top. We're at the top now.
Oh, look. I bet that's where our hotel is.
Let's look. And we're able to look from there and actually see not only our island, but also where we kayak to, the other island, and several of the other small little islands. Isn't that great? Really a fun thing to do. There's the resort, and then we kayaked out that way, and then over here is the, this is where the beach where we kayaked out to today.
Okay, I see. Wow, we went pretty far.
I love you. One of the things that I love about Amy is her sense of adventure, and both of us had lived overseas at an earlier point in our life before we met. And so when we met, we were both not only in love with travel, but exploring and learning new things and learning about culture. We just love to be spontaneous.
Don't go away. We're going to a secret island that was home to the Cook's first international airport. Here's a page from our traveler's notebook. Before planning a trip to the Cook Islands, here's what you should know. The islands were a protectorate of New Zealand until 1965, and English is the main language spoken here. Tourism didn't take off until the 70s, which is why they remain largely unspoiled. The Cooks are one of the most affordable islands in the South Pacific, and here's a bonus: there's no tax or tipping. The population is just 17,000, spread out over 15 different islands. Half the population reside in Rarotonga, the largest island. Aitutaki is the second main island and is known for its beautiful beaches and its extraordinary blue lagoon. The other 13 islands are more rugged and wild and are geared for the eco-tourist. The 11-hour flight from the west coast to the Cook Islands only puts you 2 hours behind Pacific Standard Time. And once you get there, you're sure to find a hammock with your name written all over it.